Hi, this is Leanne from Global Media Networks with the business news for today. We see that Treasury Secretary Dr. P.V. Jayasundara yesterday gave the economy a clean bill of health for 2012, saying that the budget goals were on track, that the deficit of 6.2% would be met, but suggested caution on the weather front as the impact of the prevailing drought had yet to be considered. Then we have again Treasury Secretary Dr. P.V. Jayasundara yesterday insisted that he was not involved in the controversial NSP-TFC deal and that he had advised top office holders to work according to accepted procedure. We have British insurer Aviva PLC is putting the South Korean and Sri Lankan business on the auction block, sources with knowledge of the matter said on Thursday, a part of the wider retreat from the subscale Asian market in a deal that could fetch around $150 million. We have Sri Lanka will build a 24.14 kilometer road in the island's south for 1.98 billion rupees with a credit from Commercial Bank and DFCC Bank, Minister Lakshman Abeyewardene said. We have some corporate results with us, and that would be Texture Jersey Lanka PLC has enjoyed a positive final quarter in the financial year of 2011 and 2012, enabling the company to close the year on a satisfactory note, despite a lack of clarity on the direction of number of Western economy as well as a few domestic setbacks. Revenue for the full year was 12.2 billion in comparison with 9.3 billion for the previous year, a growth of 31.8%. The final quarter recorded revenue of 3.1 billion rupees, up 21.1% over the corresponding quarter of 2010 and 2011. The policy of strengthening the company's customer base has been beneficial for Texture Jersey Lanka, whilst its long-standing relationships with key customers have also been a valuable asset in uncertain times. Gross profit margins for the quarter improved by 16.7%, a significant growth from 12.9% over the fourth quarter of the previous year. Now, a sharp drop in cotton prices during the latter part of the financial year and effective inventory management enabled this improvement in gross profit. Gross profit for the year closed at 1.3 billion rupees, a growth of 22.7% compared to the previous financial year. Selling and administrative overheads stood at 4.1% of sales for the full year in comparison to 3.9% during the previous financial year. The strong performance in revenue during the period enabled a 13% growth in operating profits for the full year to 828 million Sri Lankan rupees and a substantial 44% growth to 364 million Sri Lankan rupees for the final quarter. Then we also have Fitch that revised NDB outlook to negative. Now Fitch Ratings has revised National Development Bank outlook to negative from stable. Its national long-term rating has been affirmed at AA. Fitch has also affirmed NDB's subordinate debentures at AA. The outlook revision reflects NDB's increased risk profile in terms of decreasing capitalization alongside aggressive loan expansions and potential pressure on its asset and quality and profitability through portfolio seasoning at higher credit costs. Thus, a sustainable deterioration of NDB's profile in terms of these credit metrics could result in a rating downgrade, while its ability to stem such deterioration could revise the outlook back to stable. Notwithstanding the deterioration, the ratings continue to reflect NDB's strong credit metrics in terms of capitalization, asset quality, and profitability. We have another result from Odell. Now, Sri Lanka's upmarket fashion retailer Odell PLC says its same-store growth and expanded reach has helped the firm to achieve a net profit of 202 million during the 12 months which ended 31st of March 2012. The firm has posted a sales revenue of 3.8 billion during the year under review, while its profit before tax has figured a sum of 264 million rupees. Odell's group turnover during 2011 and 2012 financial year has recorded a 15% growth. The firm says contributions to its turnover were enhanced by consolidation of revenue from 4 new stores opened during the year under review and sales generated by expansion of existing stores. And it says that expansions which has taken place during the year under the review has resulted in Odell incurring a higher finance expense, which has seen a year-on-year growth of 64% to stand at 110 million rupees. Then we see that Bollywood stars to arrive in Sri Lanka to promote rugby. Now, Sri Lanka's upcoming Carlton Super Sevens rugby tournament will see presence of Bollywood stars such as Vivek Oberoi, Preeti Zinta, Samira Reddy, and Vipasha Basu, together with composers Shankar Eshan, a media report stated. Now, Oberoi and Zinta are billed to appear in Kandy, where the tournament will be kicked off this weekend, while Vipasha Basu and Reddy are expected to appear in Colombo. The tournament is expected to be held from the 26th of May to the 3rd of June in Kandy and Colombo. Now, the tournament will see regional teams in action, consisting of local club players, international players, and also players under 21, and also under 21 players. Yeah, the brainchild of the tournament is being Nama Rajapaksa, who is the eldest son of the President Mahinda Rajapaksa. We also have, despite Sri Lanka's top stock market billionaires and directors, investors raising concerns over a press communique is issued by the market watchdog, on the 22nd of May 2012 after the controversial NSB-TFC doomed deal. As SEC source said to LBT that another communication will be forwarded clearly defining the directive. It was stated that it was only a press release. We will soon issue the directive. Now on SEC, on Monday, the SEC said that at the 30th First Commission meeting at the Securities and Exchange Commission of Sri Lanka, held on the 22nd of May, the Commission deliberated at length the transaction of the Finance PLC shares by NSB through the stockbroker from Taproban Securities. We also have Hutchison Telecommunication Lanka Limited became the first mobile operator in Sri Lanka to introduce an automated reload machine similar to a self-service terminal used by the banking industry. Now, the automated reload machine will be available to all Hutch customers 24/7 throughout the year and is designed to provide convenience and ease of making payments. Through the automated reload machine, the customer could use any Sri Lankan note of 10 rupees, 20 rupees, 50 rupees, 100 rupees, and 500 rupees denominations to complete a transaction. We also have, lastly, a research report that we received from IIFL. And looking at the front page of the report, we see that we see some economic and general news. And it says Sri Lanka will expand around 7% in 2012, but a drought can hit agricultural output, which may undermine growth. Again, it was told by P.B. Jasundara, the Treasury Secretary. And yields on treasuries fell across maturities this week, with 3-month yields slipping 41 BPS to reach 11.58%. The month yield fell 8 BPS to reach 12.32%, and the 12-month yield also fell 8 BPS to 12.5%. The Ministry of Finance and Planning announced that the World Bank has granted 37.5 billion Sri Lankan rupees upon the government's request to concessionary financing of 2 projects in the education and urban development sectors. Sri Lanka produced and shipped less tea for 4 months to April this year due to poor weather and unrest in key markets. Tea, which grows across the island's central and hillside regions and in the south, saw an output fall of 4% to 104 kilograms from January to April this year over the same period of 2011. But we have Sri Lanka's aims to improving investments, supporting structural shifts, and improving living standards as a middle-income country will be the focus of a new 4-year program, multilateral lender, the World Bank said. Then we have a delegation from Sri Lanka's fourth largest trading partner, Singapore, will be in the island next week for a business forum. As Sri Lanka-Singapore bilateral trade surged to $1.94 billion in 2011, the first ever Sri Lanka-Singapore Business Forum will take off in Colombo on the 30th of May. And lastly, we have small construction contractors in former war zones in Sri Lanka's east are being given technical help to win construction projects involving post-war rebuilding, which they were losing earlier. With that, I round up the news for today. Thank you very much for listening and have a good weekend. See you next week.